Hello, welcome to Celebrity Chatter and Things That Matter with Elijah, and that's me. I'm interviewing Connor Madden. You might know him as JMU's kicker.
What's going on, guys? Go
Yeah,
Dukes.
go Dukes. Yeah, I got my shirt on,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm
Gotta have
ready.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a couple questions here for you today.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
My first one is, why did you ended up going to JMU? Is there a reason?
So, originally, I was at Bridgewater College for my first years of college where I played football. So, I only played 1 year of football in high school, my senior year. And so, I didn't have much exposure or like recruitment wise to the college level at the time. So I decided to go play at Bridgewater. It was one of the few offers I had, one of the few opportunities. So I took it.
Yeah.
Went there. I got hurt my first year, had a hip surgery. Bridgewater, for people that don't know, is only 15 minutes south of JMU. So I already kind of knew the area too. And then, so after not playing my freshman year, I played my sophomore year at Bridgewater. I did really well. I was a kickoff guy, did all the kickoffs, and then ended up hitting the transfer portal after that sophomore season. So this was kind of, you think about it, this was like the end of 2019 going into 2020, like right before COVID hit. Okay. So I ended up touring JMU. I think it was February 1st exactly of 2020 during COVID. And I verbally committed on the spot. Both my parents had gone to JMU prior. So I knew the area, had grown up like going to some JMU games. Was always like a lifelong JMU fan, So it was like, how cool is this? Like, they want me to come play right now versus like we were talking to another school, Virginia Tech, a little bit. They were saying like, yeah, we might want you to come in and back up our guys right now and learn from them and then compete the next year. And so it came down to like, well, I could play right now, like guaranteed playing, or I could sit a year and then compete and end up maybe not playing. So to me, it was like, let's go where I can play, go where I have all my friends and where my family went. It's like the family school now. My sister's here as well. My brother decided not to come, but he wanted to do something different. But so that's kind of just how it went down for me, man. Just kind of worked out.
Yep, I would definitely pick JMU. JMU is the college I want to go to when I'm
awesome. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Be a kicker.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, wide receiver.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's go. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, but I want to play football there, maybe.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Also about college, what was your major or minor?
So I didn't have a minor, but my major when I was at Bridgewater, I studied health and exercise science. So I originally kind of wanted to go into like the physical therapy, like athletic training field.
Okay.
And then I quickly realized science is not my thing. So I took two really hard class. I took anatomy at Bridgewater, and that's like, not as hard as a class called human phys. And so once I took anatomy and didn't do too hot there, I was like, all right, I think I should look to another field, look to something else to go. So then when I transferred, I ended up switching to communication studies at JMU. So, and that's just kind of what fell into my plate. It was like there's a whole bunch of rules transferring from like Division III to Division I, where you have to have a certain amount of classes completed towards your degree, like percentage wise. And so there's only 3 majors I could pick from coming to JMU. And so communication studies is what I ended up deciding to go with.
Well, yeah, that's did you like it?
It's all right. It wasn't really my thing, but it's really broad, and it's you can do almost anything with it. So it's not a bad thing to have a communication studies degree.
Yeah.
But there's definitely other things I probably would have preferred studying. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's always more college that you could do.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I can always go back and study whenever I want.
Yeah. Right. Now we have our next question. What was your daily schedule on season for football?
In season, like in the fall during the season?
Yeah.
Okay. So it kind of was different each day. Do you want to hear like with classes too and everything, or just like the football aspect of it?
Yeah, sure. What classes is fine.
Okay. So this last year was a little different for me. I was just in I had already graduated in the spring before prior. So I was just taking 3 like Zoom, like kind of remote classes. And they were just at night. So during the day, it's kind of, I got to sleep in a little bit, which was nice. And I get my stretching in every day. I will always stretch in the mornings, get my stretching in. I have a dog, right? So I'd have to take my dog on a walk too. Get a good breakfast in. Usually would be like protein shake or something, right?
There you go.
So I get my stretching in and do that. It was different each day. We'd usually get to the facility around like 2:30 p.m. is when the football stuff would start. That's the interesting stuff to my day. Yeah. So that's when we'd start meetings and everything. And once meetings are done, around like 4 o'clock is when practice would start. So then we'd practice from 4-ish to usually like 5:30, 6-ish. Sometimes it'd go a little over, sometimes it wouldn't. And before practice, I got to be in the training room, getting warmed up, getting my body right. I have to be out on the field early before everyone else because I'm a kicker. So we kind of warm up before everyone's on the field because once practice starts, we're just off to the sideline, pretty much told to get out of the way. You know what I mean? So we got to get our work in before everyone else. So we kind of got to get there a little earlier, I guess, maybe sometimes than most guys, so we can have our time out on the field to warm up, get our stuff done. And then there are 2 days a week during the season. We also have lifts. Those can be like in the morning or they might be right before meetings. It depends which lift time you're assigned to. Since we have over 100 people on the team, we can't throw all 100 guys in the weight room at one time. That'd be a little crazy. Right. You don't want to drop a weight on someone's foot. That might not feel too good. So
yeah, that would hurt.
So that's pretty much the entirety of the weekdays. So going into like the weekend on Fridays, we would get to the facility around 2:30, 2 o'clock, have our team meeting. And there's a ton of film study, not so much for the kickers, but more for the other positions that they'll do for a few hours. And what we do during that time is we'll get some stretching in, watch some film of our kicks or maybe of the kick returner, of the punt returner of the team we're playing. So we can kind of study what they like to do, and how we want to play each ball to try to mess with them a little bit, mess with their head. And then if it's a home or an away game, so a home game, we always stay in the Hotel Madison, we stay in the hotel. We zero distractions before games, right? And then for away games, after all the meetings and all the film stuff, instead of going to the hotel, we'd go down to the Shenandoah airport and we'd fly out to, say, Utah, for our game against Utah State this past year. Bunch of different places, So it's really cool to be able to experience, like to travel to these places. I probably never would have gone, so it's a really cool opportunity.
Yeah. What kind of like drills did you do?
So for me as a kicker, it's all like specific, like breaking down, like kicking into little pieces. So if I think about it, you ever play basketball?
Sometimes for fun.
Sometimes for fun. What about soccer? What's a sport you like? I can try to relate it to.
I like football, but
you like football? Okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah. Related to that, perfect. Even better. All right. So when I'm kicking, I'll like kind of break it down and do. So do you know how many steps a kicker takes before he kicks the ball?
Yeah, I'm not a kicker, but no,
so
I don't know.
The kicker always takes 3 steps back, okay? 3 steps backwards from the ball and then 2 steps to the side. So if you're left-footed, you're going to take 2 steps to your right side. If you're right-footed, you're going to take 2 steps to your left side. Okay. Does that make sense? So then when you go to kick, so for me, because I'm right-footed, I take a step with my left, then my right, then my left, then I kick. Does that make sense? So it's 3 steps, then a kick. So I'll break it down when I do drills into kicking with 0 steps just to work on like my ball contact and working on that part of it. Or there'll be a 2-step or a 1-step kick I'll work on. Or sometimes I'll do it without even a ball there and just work on the leg swing path. So if you ever see a golfer do like a practice swing before he hits the ball, kind of like that. You know what I mean? Kind of getting the feel for it, making sure everything feels good. You're nice and warmed up. You're not going to pull anything before you kick the ball, right?
No, that wouldn't be too good.
Yeah, no, it does not feel too good. So you always want to make sure you're nice and warmed up. So those are a lot of the drills I do, just small stuff like that to help my kicking, ball contact, all that good stuff. And, I got to make sure I warm up too. So I do some good warm up drills, all that good stuff, man.
Yeah. I was just at a football camp like 2 days ago, 1 day ago.
Mm-hmm.
And those drills are pretty tough. Like,
yeah, what they have you doing?
It was hard. I'm still sore because I've never done it before. It was my first time, and they pushed us too.
Yeah.
And
the last time, if you want to play football at JMU, you know how to put the work in now, though.
Yeah, and I remember some of the coaches that I did drills with were like, "Yeah, wow, good job." And I was like, "That was my first time. I didn't know what I was doing."
Good.
But they explained it. I messed up probably a lot, but
hey, it's first time. First time. Who cares?
I think I really love the tackling dummies. Those
yeah. You like tackling them?
Yeah.
That's good. Good.
Except I'm a receiver, a wide receiver.
Hey, you never know. Quarterback throwing interception.
Yeah.
You need to be able to lay someone out, so.
Right. But yeah, I love doing the football camp thing.
That's awesome, dude.
Like I said, I'm still sore. It was a lot, like 3 hours straight.
Maybe take an ice bath or something, man. Get those legs nice and rested up.
Right. Before you were talking about traveling all over the place.
Yep.
What was like the craziest game you played or hardest game?
Craziest? I will say the craziest games that we played probably in my career were the 2 games that we played against App State, both in 2022 and 2023. So in 2022, we went down there to their place down in North Carolina, and we were getting beat pretty bad. It was I think it was 28-3 with like 5 minutes left until halftime. And I think it was 28-3 at halftime. And we went in the locker room, when we walked into the locker room there, we had to walk through like kind of the tunnel by the stands and everything. So their fans were saying, anything they wanted to us because they're kicking our butt. Not fun stuff. We went in there, again, so kickers again. So we got to come out before everyone else during halftime so we can warm up and stuff too. But Coach Signetti gave a really good halftime speech there because we came out the second half and looked like a complete different team. We came out, trying to remember exactly how everything went down, but we slowly started coming back. And, at one point we were 28-14 or 28-17. And then I can't remember if that was the score, if we had maybe one more touchdown, but it was just closer maybe to the fourth quarter. And Jalen Walker got an interception down the left side of the field and brought it down the left sideline and brought us within like 3 yards of the end zone. So, it was easy for there. And then once we got the lead, it was so back and forth, like it was a nail biter going back and forth that fourth quarter once we were coming back and one score down. And then once we finally got that one touchdown that brought us ahead, I think it was that right after Jalen Walker brought us that interception down to the 3. They got the ball back. They were trying to score, and I believe it was a 4th down and about 5 or 6. And they threw this slant. I think it was a slant route, or maybe it was a hook around over the middle, and to one of their slot receiver. And so our safety. Do you know who Q Reed is?
I think
he was number 1.
I think so. Oh yeah.
Number 1. So he came in and laid this guy out like no tomorrow. He took him right off his feet. Like he knocked the ball out and everything. It was like there wasn't, it was obviously App State's crowd, home stadium and everything, but we had like one section up in the very like far corner, and we heard all of our JMU fans going nuts when that hit.
Yeah, I would be
And
going
all of
nuts
us on the
too.
sideline were going crazy. Everyone was going nuts. It was like the adrenaline was like up
Yeah,
here.
I bet.
It was
Yeah.
awesome, man. It was awesome. But then coming back this year, 23, they came to our place. And they beat us this time. They got the best of us in overtime. They barely got in that end zone at the end of the game. Like, again, it was a nail biter going back and forth the whole game. That, like, no team really had a big lead this game very much as the other game did, but it was just another one of those games going back and forth, nail biter to the end. Fourth quarter, everyone's going crazy. The fans are going crazy. It was the most loud and passionate I've ever seen JMU fans being. It was crazy to be a part of and be on the field and just watch everything happen. Just because I'm a kicker, I play like five. I would go in for like 5 plays a game. So it's crazy for me to also be watching it too, just seeing everything happen. And then one of our corners, D'Angelo Pons, came down with this crazy interception over his shoulder, and that like almost like sealed the deal for us if we were able to score off that, but it just didn't happen. Just didn't come down the way we wanted it to. But it was another one of those games. Really good game.
Yeah.
Go down the history books. I'm looking forward to the game watching the game against App State this year. I think it'll be another good one. So
I bet, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you guys won the first game and lost the second one.
Yes. And that was the second game was also when College Game Day was here too. So this past season. So that was tough to have College Game Day come and lose. You always want to win when you have something like that, but still really good game. Really good game.
Like you said in the first game during halftime, you guys were getting like beat.
Oh yeah.
How do you guys motivate your teammates?
Well, honestly, dude, that's not really like my job. So that's more because I'm the kicker. I don't do all that. That's more the coaches. Maybe like our quarterback, someone that'll do that. For me, it's more just if I have like a friend on the team or like someone I'm closer with and I see hanging his head down, I'll definitely go and say something.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go and stand and that wasn't who I am. I didn't go and stand in front of the whole team and be like, all right, guys, like, that's just not my thing, not me. I let the coaches handle that. And I think they did a pretty good job because, we were able to come back and win that game. So Signetti's he was usually pretty good with those halftime pregame speeches.
Yeah, I bet. I can't wait if I'm ever gonna go there and play.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully. What is your favorite thing about football?
Favorite thing. I mean, I think just the opportunities. Not the opportunities. I think because I'm done with football now. What I think I'll miss most about it is just being in that team environment with like all your friends and stuff, and you're all working towards one common goal.
Yeah.
And I just love working hard. And so for me, that's like probably what I'm going to miss the most. Definitely the games and stuff. Once the games start to play again in the fall, I'm definitely gonna start to miss it more there too. But just like the overall team camaraderie environment of just all attacking one thing and working hard together, that was something I really enjoyed. So that's something I'll miss for sure.
Yeah. I've never played a real game, but when I did the football camp, there's 2 scrimmages at the very end of the camp. And I just loved the adrenaline, and it was quick because we didn't have that much time, so we didn't have huddles or anything.
Yep.
And there was like too many. It was crowded everywhere, so it was hard to get open. And then if you did get open, it was like all the way down the field. The quarterback doesn't see you, and especially me because I'm shorter than everybody else.
I hear you. Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, I'm going deep. If you see me, you can throw it to me because I'm open. But they never threw it to me. It's okay.
Just got to yell at him next time. Yell for it.
Yeah. We did a lot of kids were yelling at the quarterback, and even the coaches were like, "You guys need to stop because like he's only throwing to the open people."
Yeah.
And then somebody called a timeout or something. I don't know what happened, and we got to talk for a second, and we were all agreeing to just like don't say anything, just focus on getting open and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for it when I actually play. I feel like it'll be more organized and
for sure.
More huddles.
You'll have design plays and everything.
Yeah. But I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you should be.
Yeah. Whenever you play a game, what's your like mindset when you start one?
Mindset for me, since I did the kickoffs, for me it was trying to, before I kick off, I would try, especially, so my first year at JMU, we played during the COVID year and it was the spring season because we were FCS at the time, so we were below FBS. So like, do you know what FBS FCS is?
I was reading on like the glossary on ESPN like an hour ago, but I already forgot.
So no, you're fine, man. Yeah. So basically, like FBS is just a little higher. So FCS is here, FBS is probably here, right?
Okay.
So they're both Division I, but like, Alabama is FBS, and then there's like, Villanova football and like Lehigh and like the smaller schools.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Those are more FCS. So that's what we were back then. And so since FCS teams played a spring season that year, we weren't allowed any fans. So it was like kind of crazy having, because usually you're used to, at least me personally, I'm used to having that adrenaline, the crowd going really loud when I kick off. And so not having that really just threw me off, and it like made it feel like a practice. So like I started, might sound a little crazy, but I started taking a lot of smelling salts before each kick, and like almost like yelling at myself a little bit just to like get some blood flowing, some adrenaline pumping, because it was dead quiet in there. It was nuts. But the past 2 years it was a lot easier, with the fans being back and everything. Made it a lot more enjoyable too, having the noise, the fans, the crowd, and everything into it. But I would still take the smelling salts, and basically I would try to give myself not as much adrenaline as possible, but give myself a good amount of adrenaline to like, because the more adrenaline you have when you kick, the further you're going to be able to.
Yeah.
That was for me the biggest thing in my mind is like, all right, let's just get myself juiced up here.
Yeah.
And just kick this ball, so.
Yeah. I noticed me and you went to a scrimmage.
Yeah.
It was like a scrimmage for like open so anybody could come.
Yep.
And we went, and you were telling me about how you always took the smelling salts before every game.
Yep.
And
then
your old teammates were doing it too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wanted to smell it, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to.
Yeah. I remember Ryan was doing it. Our punter Ryan was doing it right below where we were sitting. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically just gives you like it just like feels like it goes straight to your brain and just like kind of wakes you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Gets you kind of amped. So it's like.
So it's better than coffee is what you're saying.
Yeah. Better than coffee. Yep.
But yeah, we would have never went to that game if there was like a silent social thing, which is like a deaf meetup.
Oh yeah.
We went to a brewery. I don't know, Alpine Goat.
The Alpine Goat Brewery. Yeah. Yep. That's where I work.
And you worked there.
Yeah.
And I was there all day.
Yes, you were.
None friends or anything, and there's just a soccer ball, so I started playing with it. And out you come, you start like cleaning the tables and stuff.
Yeah.
And you talk to me like, "Oh, do you play soccer?" No, I want to play football. And then here we are now.
Yep. Yes, sir. Exactly how it happened.
Yep. And I thought that was pretty funny, but
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. My next question is, if you could keep playing and you went to the NFL, what team would you want to play for?
I would probably pick Washington just because I grew up a DC sports fan. For every sport.
Yeah.
Diehard DC fan.
I would want to play for the Saints. Because they're my favorite team, and
right.
I know Chris Olave wouldn't be there when I would play. He would be retired by then.
Yeah, probably.
But he's definitely my favorite player, Chris Olave.
It's awesome.
And yeah, I just remember watching a Nickelodeon game, so there's like flying and stuff.
Yep.
When I was probably 7, maybe 6, and it was the Saints and the Falcons, of course, and the Saints won, obviously.
Okay, nice.
And I didn't think much of it, and then later on, after a couple of years, I remembered the Saints, and I was like, yeah, I guess I like them. And I started playing Madden, and I would look at all of the players, and I would play as different ones and see oh, this guy's cool. And I would watch real games and see wow, he's really good. And then I saw Chris Olave, and I was like, wow, there he is. That's my new favorite.
Oh yeah, there we go.
But what's your favorite player?
Favorite player for me, I mean, growing up and stuff was probably once I became a kicker, it was definitely Justin Tucker.
Oh yeah.
Especially too because after I tore my ACL, I kind of tried to model my kicking technique off of his a little bit. Not everything, obviously. I'm no Justin Tucker, but I try to take some of the things that he did, and bring it into my game, bring it into my technique. So yeah, he was definitely my favorite football player.
Yeah.
When I was younger, it was probably Clinton Portis or Santana Moss. Those are probably before your time. But they were old Redskins players back when Jason Campbell was the quarterback. We had Joe Gibbs as the head coach too. So back in the 2000s.
Yeah, I've watched. I did a play called My Fair Lady. Do you know where Shannon Arts is?
I do not.
Yeah, so we did it there, and it was called My Fair Lady, and me and another person there, his name was Matt, we would always watch older games, and the first one we played, I don't remember, I know it was Saints. I asked him what his favorite team was. Mine was Saints, and I don't know what his favorite was, but and then we played, and then we kept playing different games, and yeah, I remember Moss was probably in one of them.
Oh yeah, there's. Do you know the receiver Randy Moss? Do you ever heard of him? Yeah, he's a really famous Moss.
Oh yeah. I think he was in one of the games that we watched.
Okay, nice.
But I just remember when you said his name, I was like, oh yeah, he was in one of the games. I'm pretty sure. I think so.
Well, I forgot to mention, you know who Sean Taylor is too? Sean
Taylor. No.
Oh, you got to look up after we're done with this podcast. Go look up some Sean Taylor highlights. Okay.
Okay, I will.
You're going to be amazed. That's how you tackle. That is how you tackle.
Okay, I'll learn how to tackle for him.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's do a question. Do you have any advice for up and coming football players?
Yeah, I definitely do. So for me, as a guy who started playing football my senior year, I never, ever, ever, ever thought I was going to play college football, even at the Division III level, let alone Division I at all. And I remember probably midway through the season, one practice we were kicking at my high school, and my special teams coach came up to me and was like, "Would you want to kick in college?" And I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. I just started doing this. And I was like, do you think I could? And he was like, oh yeah, definitely. And I was like,
oh wow.
Really? I like didn't really believe it, I didn't think I was that good. I just started. Like I could kick like a 50-yard field goal, which is like pretty good for someone who's just started, but it's nothing like crazy or like spectacular, like, jaw-dropping stuff. But
Right.
But based off that, I would say like just how hard you work, like you can really do whatever you want if you work for it and put the work in. During high school, my senior year, I was only kicking off to like the 10-yard line. And once I started playing my sophomore year of college, I had with physical therapy, because I had surgery in my hip my freshman year. I told you I got hurt. I had to put so much work in the weight room and working out, getting my body back into shape. I was kicking about 20, 25 yards further on average for my kickoffs, which is a very big difference.
Yeah.
So if you really want to do something, you just got to put your head down and put the work in. Like it sounds really cliche, and like I might just be preaching to the choir here, but it's true. You just gotta work, put all the work in. I mean, it's all about whatever you put in, you will get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to put the work in and work hard every day and do the stuff that you learn from that camp, I'm sure you can play at JMU. But if you just like if you were to just kind of like do nothing, maybe do like one of those drills a month or something, can't really expect to make it, right? Because you're not really putting all the work in that you should be to get what you want. So always, like, when you want something, take a step back, make a plan, and say, okay, this is where I am right now.
Yeah.
And this is where I need to be, right? Is up here, like off the screen. Need to be really a lot better, whatever it might be. And then create a plan and of how you're going to reach that goal and get to that level where you want to be. You know what I mean?
That's
kind of what I did. It's just I put my head down and worked as hard as I could. Some people thought like I was crazy with how much work I was putting in, especially during COVID when like the lockdown happened. I had like my dad got a squat rack and everything, a weight bar, bench press, everything in the garage. And so I was doing the weights 4 to 5 days a week, very consistently, stretching every night, every morning, getting my kicking sessions in 3 days a week, seeing a kicking coach on the weekend. So I was doing everything I needed to. And ultimately I did reach my goal of playing at JMU. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. That's my advice.
Yeah, that's a good mindset to have. I like when you said like pushing yourself. I immediately thought at the football camp.
Yep.
I was like moving my feet before I even started, and I was like keeping my toes on the ground and just like kind of running in place, but keeping my feet on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And the coach was like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Yep, I'm ready." And then it was like a practice with one of the tackling dummies. You would 1 foot forward and then take a step and then knock the dummy out of the way, and then he would throw a ball and you would catch it.
Yep.
And then go around. And I was like, at the end of that practice, when we finished the scrimmage and stuff, when I came up to my mom, I told her like heat was like raining from my skin. I was so hot. Yeah. And I was sweating.
Yep.
I was like soaked from how much sweat I had.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And it was lucky. I was very lucky that the car was not hot when I got into the car.
Yeah, had the AC on. There we go.
Yeah, all the way up.
Yeah, the heat wave. The heat wave recently has been nuts. It's been really hot. Really hot.
Luckily, when I went in Charlottesville, it wasn't super hot until we did the 2 scrimmages.
Okay.
Because there was like fog everywhere. So
man. Okay.
Horrible. So
yeah.
It was like a nice breeze, and then it got really hot as we went on.
Man, yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. Still though.
Yeah, it's
I'll
awesome.
do it again.
You should. You should.
Yeah. Now we have this game called 50 Questions.
All right.
These are like mostly questions from fans about football.
Okay.
Some are general questions.
Cool.
But yeah, you could pick a number 1 through 50. There'll be a question there. We'll find that number. So what's your first number?
1 through 50. Let's go 50.
50. There you go. Who is your celebrity crush?
Huh. I don't know, man. I'm gonna say my girlfriend. My girlfriend's my celebrity crush.
That counts, I guess.
Yeah, I'll stay safe so she doesn't get mad at me, you know.
Yeah, it's okay. I respect that. What's your next number?
Next number. Go 47, our long snappers number.
Say it again.
47 was our long snappers number. That's the person that snaps it to our punter. Yep.
Yeah, right. If you could describe yourself in 3 words, what 3 words would you choose?
3 words. Okay. Probably hardworking. Caring. Probably hardworking, caring, and kind. That's probably my top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Work hard, and I love to be nice to people.
It's true.
Help people out. Care a lot.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. Kind, hardworking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like. What's your next number?
Next number. Let's see. I'll switch it up. Let's go 20.
20. What is the most daring thing you've done?
Daring thing I've done. Daring thing I've done. Let's think. I don't know. I'm not like a darer, really. I will say I do have a crazy story here. So if you can see right here, this isn't daring. I didn't willingly do this, but I did. I'm not flicking you off. I'm not giving you the middle finger, but I did lose my the tip of my middle finger here, as you can see. If I line them up, one's longer than the other. So I accidentally, again, this is not willingly. I didn't do this as a dare, but it is my crazy story. I accidentally slammed it in a door, and it just completely fell off. So my story, my lesson I try to teach all the kids and everyone is don't slam doors.
Yeah. That's gotta hurt.
Because it happened from a wood door in my house back home that you would never expect it. I had slammed the door. I didn't even feel it happen. It felt like, I kind of probably broke my fingernail a little bit, shattered my fingernail maybe a little bit. And then I take a few steps away from the door and I look down and I just see, obviously my finger's not there anymore and it's on the ground behind me. And I'm like, oh my God, I freak out a little bit. You're like, I went into panic mode a little bit of shock hit me. My dad grabbed the finger off the floor, threw it in a Ziploc bag, and we rushed to the ER.
Oh my goodness.
They did put it back on, and then it ended up, they didn't really do a great job. We looked at the x-ray and say this is the bottom part of my finger, the top part that they connected, on the x-ray was going like this. So it was it wasn't even connected and it was completely diagonal, 45 degrees. So it was pretty much gone. So
I'm sure that wouldn't feel too good.
No. We just took it back off, and I was like, what? It makes for a good story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So stuff happens. Stuff happens. Life happens.
Yeah, if you ever do a campfire or something, people that don't know that happened, you could be like, I got this from something and just make up a crazy story.
Yeah, I was in a fight with a bear. This crazy bear attacked me, and I fought him off. And all that happened to me was this. You should have seen him. Then, no.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be fun.
And then you could see how many people believed it, and then be like, I got you.
I've gotten a few people. I've told a few people it was a shark attack or something.
Oh, wow.
I've gotten a few people to believe that, which is crazy because to me it's what's the chances of a shark biting off the 1/4 inch tip of my finger?
Yeah. Hey, it's possible.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Definitely is. Definitely is.
Yeah. Yeah, that would hurt. I would rather it be like the pinky, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Middle finger probably isn't the best one to have it happen to,
Yeah.
especially in the middle of your hand. Like I still sometimes drop things. Like I'll try to grab like a fork or a spoon. If I grab it a weird way, or like where I'm mostly holding with my middle finger, it'll like slip right out.
Yeah.
Like I remember this was like right after I'd like gotten the wrap off my finger and everything, and I'm like sometimes I'm still not used to like, or I forget that I don't have the tip there, the tip of my finger. And I went to grab like a bunch of sauces from Cookout in the drive-through that they were handing me, and I went to grab it like this, and they all fell out of my hand right when I went to grab it, and I just like started laughing at myself. I was like, "Well, that was dumb."
Yeah,
so I had
you have to like start going like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Use my right hand. So learning lesson.
Is it hard to like write like with a pen or no?
Good thing is I'm right-handed. If I was left-handed, I would have a lot more issues. But because I'm right-handed, it's okay.
Oh, I thought okay.
So it happened to my left hand. I probably should have explained that. So it happened to my left hand. I'm right-handed. So thankfully.
Yeah, that I feel like that'd be a little better. I would
a lot better. It would be a little tricky, definitely, not having it in my dominant hand.
Yeah, that'd be weird. So what's your next number?
Next number, let's go number 1.
Number 1. What is one thing you can't live without?
One thing I can't live without. Let's see. One thing I can't live without. Well, my dog.
Yeah, I can
Brody.
hear my
You met Brody. You met Brody at the brewery, I think.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a little crazy dog.
Mm-hmm. Nice though.
Yeah, he is nice. He is nice. Love that dude.
Yeah, very soft.
Yeah.
What breed was it again? I forget.
So the guy I got him from had told me, so he's a rescue. I'm his third owner. The guy I got him from told me he's like a purebred German Shepherd. This was when he was like 4 or 5 months old. And I could look at him and tell he wasn't a German Shepherd, but I haven't gotten the test done still. So I think I'm thinking he's probably got some border collie in there.
Really?
A good amount of border collie, a good amount of black lab. And I think he might have maybe some German Shepherd splashed in there a little bit.
Yeah.
And then a few other things. So I think he's like just a mutt, just like a kind of splash of colors, basically, splash of breeds combined.
That's really funny.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. My dog, she's a border collie, a little bit of lab.
Oh yeah.
And her ears are like down.
Yep.
And if you pull them up, she looks like a German Shepherd.
Yeah, same with Brody.
She's not the size. Of a German Shepherd. She's like a medium.
Same with Brody.
I was like, when you said border collie, chocolate lab, and German Shepherd, I was like, whoa, they're like almost the same.
Yeah. I think it's a common combination.
Yeah. And I remember somebody telling me she looked like a pot cake. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And we looked it up, and it was like it looked exactly like my dog.
Huh.
But yeah, she's a rescue. She's the only brown one out of all of them. She's the runt.
Nice.
So she's brown, and all the other ones were black. But she's nice. She knows how to like play hide and seek, and like give me high fives, and
that's awesome.
Give me a hug.
Yeah.
She's a nice dog. She's smart.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So is Brody. He's a little too smart sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, what's your next number?
Next number. Let's go number 10.
Number 10. Do you have any hidden talents?
I don't think so. I don't think I do, honestly. I mean, I coach. I'm coaching kickers now that I'm done from actual kicking myself. So I guess maybe that's my little hidden talent I've kind of found. But I don't think I don't have any interesting, crazy secret talents. No.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Sorry, dude.
You're good. You're fine. Yeah. It's a hard question to answer.
Yeah.
We'll do one more last number. So
All
what's your
right.
last one?
Last number. Let's go 24 for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that's it. I like that. He's still the best out of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan's second. So,
yeah, tell him.
Who is the most famous person in your contact list?
So funny enough, I just dropped a weight bar with 200 pounds on it on my old phone and lost all my contacts. So if I think through my old contacts, probably the most famous person in my phone. Let's see. Might be probably was one of my kicking buddies. His name is Brian Johnson. He played at Virginia Tech, and he played in the NFL for the Commanders, the Saints.
Yeah.
He made a game winner for the Saints as well.
Wow.
So he played for Commanders, Saints, and the Bears as well. And then he recently retired after a knee injury. So he's probably the most famous person in my phone that I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Saints. I'll have to look him up too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, too.
There's a good chance I probably saw him in a game when.
Oh, probably.
Me
Yeah.
and Matt
Probably, man.
were watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, you do definitely.
But yeah. We'll do. I have one last thing. Do you know any sign language?
I do not, but I'd love to learn some.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to learn?
So there's a food truck that comes to the Alpine Goat Brewery. I don't know if you know about them, the German bratwurst.
I saw them. Yeah.
But they're all ASL. They're all deaf as well.
Oh, wow.
So if I can learn to like communicate with them a little bit, just like say hi and like, how are you or something?
Yeah. Well,
that would be awesome. I think that would make their day.
Like,
so this,
hi. Yeah.
Okay, really easy.
It's normal.
Sweet.
Normally, how are you? So it's like 2 thumbs up.
Okay.
And then like you would put them like one's in the back, one's in the front, and then
like this.
switch them. Yeah.
Like this.
How? Yeah.
Okay.
And then you wouldn't really say R, and then you.
So it's.
Yeah. There you
go. Okay. So this is hi.
Yeah.
And that's how are you?
Yep. There you go.
Okay. Hi, how are you? All right.
Cool. Do you want to learn like JMU?
Right. Yeah, let's do it. What's JMU?
Yeah. So J is like with your pinky.
Okay.
And then you like switch it. Yeah, J. And then M, you put your pinky between your middle finger, not middle finger, ring finger and pinky.
Like that? Am I doing that right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And then U is just your pointer finger and middle finger.
Okay.
J, M, U.
So show me J one more time.
It's pinky.
So it's pinky up, this, and then
J.
The M is what tricked me up. So this is M, right?
You got it. Yeah.
Okay, and then U.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, let me go through everything. So hi, and then it's.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got. If I can do this right. This.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go. You got it.
Awesome. I need to work on that M a little bit, but I think I got everything else pretty good.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, good job.
Thanks, man. Thanks for teaching me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My pleasure. But thank you so much for this interview.
Thanks for having me,
it was a
man.
lot
This
of
is
fun.
awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking your time to do this with us.
Of course.
And thank our interpreter for interpreting for the deaf community, so they can watch and enjoy this. Yeah, both of you guys, thanks. Yeah.